Hey now, I'm Whit. Welcome to my full review of the new Towson Watch Cadet. This is part of the new Field Watch series, Recruit versus Cadet, a horological play on the Army versus Navy rivalry. I'll show you why I think this 40mm field watch with Swiss automatic movement just might be the perfect field watch. That's next on Watch Wit, Luxury Edition. Yeah, this piece is probably more likely in the premium category, but for the purposes of my channel, I tend to rank everything above $1,000 as luxury, just for simplicity of videos. But this one sneaks in just above that price point, and I'll go over that more in detail at the end of the video. This is reference number CR250, which stands for Cadet Recruit 250, meaning that there are only 250 pieces total. And you do get that number stamp on the back of the case. Now, the Recruit has an olive green dial, and the Cadet has a navy blue dial. It presents a little more in the black hue, but in certain light, you can see that the color scheme was modeled after the U.S. Navy Blue Angels fleet. When you see the breakdown of the color palette in this included pamphlet with your watch, you really get a sense of that vibe they were going for in the overall military feel. The case comes in at 40mm, though it is listed as 41mm on their website. I've got a lug-to-lug of 48.3mm, 20mm lug width, 10.5mm thickness, and it comes in at just 65 grams on the supplied leather strap. This is a German-made stainless steel case with satin finish and light brushing throughout. It's a push-pull crown and a screw-down caseback for 50 meters of water resistance, and you've got sapphire crystal on each side. Now, the Cadet features a Swiss automatic movement, and you'll notice on their website that an ETA 2824-2 is listed, as well as a Sellita SW200-1. Now, that's not a movement choice. What's going on here is a modification. So some of the components of the movement were not compatible with this case, so they combined the two together. Now, this modification takes place in Towson, as well as the assembly and the decoration, and all to ETA specifications. It's decorated with Geneva stripes, perlage, and blued screws. Now, it still beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour, but Towson claims a 46-hour power reserve versus the 38 hours usually found on each of those two movements. And they've regulated your movement to plus or minus 10 seconds per day. I hand-timed this one over 22 days, and it came in at plus 2.2 seconds per day. And throwing it on the time grapher, just a couple passes through in one position, dial up, it's coming in at this moment in time at plus 3 seconds per day, amplitude of 285 degrees, and a beat error of 0.1 milliseconds. Now that you know some of the specs, let me give you my likes and dislikes. I'll start with the likes first. So this dial completely captures the military watch vibe. This handset, the chapter ring, the 24-hour markings in the inner track, that step down, just an awesome collaboration of dial layout. And the color, this blue is so dark that it presents as black, like I said, so it goes with everything though. And this yellow is a welcome splash of color, but not too bold. So it's great for an everyday watch, and that's what I found it as. It just goes with everything. You can dress it up or dress it down, and just a perfect everyday wear. Its Goldilocks size of 40mm is perfect. It's going to wear great on a wide variety of wrists, large and small. And it wears and appears very thin as well. But this oversized crown and crown guards remind you that this is a serious tool watch. Yet this super thin coin edge bezel breaks up some of that utilitarian effect with the slightest bit of styling. And it looks great on tons of straps. Again, with this dark blue presenting as black, you've got a wide variety of straps that you can pull off here. I hope I've done a good job of showing you some throughout the video, both leading up to this point and afterwards. But man, I found a favorite in the Super Waffle strap from Strapsco. I know it's kind of an odd pairing, but I just thought it kind of beefed up the watch a little and gave it, again, that awesome tool watch look. And now for a couple of negatives that I have. This has got a 50-meter water resistance rating, and I'd be just a little more comfortable if it were 100. I don't know if that's via a screw-down crown or what have you, but I just think that 100 meters is that perfect water resistance rating for me with a field watch, or one that I'm definitely wearing every day and taking through all of my activities. And another bummer is that the numerals are not loomed. It's not a deal breaker for me, but I just thought it had that look as if they're kind of glossy, like the baton indices, and so I just kind of thought that they were loomed. So the first time I popped it into the darkness, it was like, oh, so just kind of a letdown. But again, the loom is very strong with this watch. It's not needed on the numerals. I just thought it was kind of a letdown because it had that appearance as if the numerals were loomed. And again, I think the dial's not quite as clean as I would expect, even though this is an entry-level price point for them. Still a lot of money, and so you see the smudge spot here at the 10 o'clock marker, and a little bit of dust here and there. And just to give you an idea of actually how tight we're zoomed in here, I mean, I can't even see this radial pattern that's on that inner dial where the 24-hour markers are. Can't even see that with my naked eye. So I just wanted to give you the scope of how critical I'm being here. This is stuff that you'd never see just glancing down at the watch. And then the straps. I mean, the leather straps are awesome, but they just are a little too short if you have a larger wrist. So I've got an 8-inch wrist, and you'll see the buckle doesn't line up in the center of the back of my wrist, which I always kind of bugs me. I'm on the next to last hole, and the excess doesn't fit into the floating keeper. So just a little bummer. It doesn't wear very comfortable if you have a larger wrist on this leather strap, but these are awesome leather straps. I mean, highest in quality, passes the smell test right off the bat, and just great stitching. Like I said, definitely high quality straps. No qualms there. So if you're into leather straps and you have an average size wrist, you are absolutely going to love these. And you get to choose from 5 different straps. So when you purchase your watch, you have a drop-down menu to select the color and stitching that you like. The Towson Watch Company Recruit versus Cadet CR250. These are limited to 250 pieces in production, and it's numbered on the caseback. Now, this is an introduction to premier handmade watchmaking. I mean, you know Towson Watch has much higher-end pieces, but this is a great way to get into what Towson has to offer at a lower price point. Definitely a great Towson entry-level watch. They come in at $1,250 US, and they are assembled for you after you order. Insured delivery via FedEx is included, and you get a lifetime warranty, not just repairs, but to remedy false accuracy, routine servicing, and your repairs as well. So all included with their lifetime warranty. You could definitely say they stand behind their product like no one else, and a purchase cements your inclusion into the Towson Watch family. A link to purchase via their website is in the description below. Hey, I'd love to read your thoughts on the Towson Watch Company Cadet, a great everyday field watch with a modified automatic Swiss movement. Leave your comment down below. I'd love to read it. And I'll catch you in the next video. I'm Whit, with so many watches, so little time.